one of the biggest weapons when it comes to social media nowadays is being good at doing things by yourself, and recording yourself is a superpower. That means we're going to talk about exactly what you need to do it, exactly how to do it, and then how to edit it to make it feel like it's not just you doing it yourself. Yo, what's going on? My name's Tagliaferro, but you can just call me Tags. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about something super important when it comes to creating content in 2023. If you're a creator in 2023 and you plan to grow on Instagram, TikTok, even Facebook, any of these apps, you have to know how to do one thing, and that's create good vertical videos. Now look, there's a lot of different types of content you can create in the vertical video format, but in this specific video, we're gonna talk about how to film yourself for these vertical videos for IG Reels, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever it is you're doing. That means we're gonna talk about exactly what you need to do it, exactly how to do it, like actually filming and recording and producing it, and then how to edit it to make it feel like it's not just you doing it yourself. Now you're probably wondering, what does this YouTuber have to say about IG Reels and TikTok and this or that? And let me explain a little bit of my background. So yes, I make YouTube videos. Yes, I'm a professional content creator. I am also a musical artist, which means that I have to use TikTok and IG Reels to promote my music. And one little thing about me is that I spent 4 months of my life creating a song a week. I wrote, produced, mixed, mastered 16 songs, a song a week for 16 weeks straight. And a big part of the reason I did that is because I thought I had the capability to promote each song every week with 3 to 5 reels and TikToks every week leading up to the song. If you're on TikTok and you've seen any artists kind of blow up on TikTok, you know that they kind of have a formula to that. Well, me as a cinematographer and videographer, whatever, I wanted to make sure that mine stood out from the crowd of random iPhone videos with like the lyrics. I wanted my stuff to look better. I wanted my stuff to look cinematic. I wanted my stuff to stand out, to stop the scroll, you know what I'm saying? So I took what I knew about YouTube and I applied it to Instagram Reels and blah, blah, blah. And I created what I think is a really cool collection of promotional content for my song.
I fall in love too quick, I know. But we all slaves to this money. We all slaves to a piece of paper. Making it, that's my only priority. These labels just can't get a hold of me. I made some decisions, I know you ain't like it. This love for you draining my energy. If I get stuck on my island, there's no use in trying to swim to you now. So you built me a lifeboat. Oh my God, you don't know me, you just see my Instagram. Broken pieces stuck together. Delusional, that's me. Vision fixed on a dream. 24 cold beat. I can't rely on a team. Producing and rapping while building 2 businesses during the day. She wanna know why I'm single. I told her I can't let no love get in front of the way. Tell you what, little mama, come on over and try to convince me this isn't the wave. It's fully on you if you enter with heart and your heart unreliable in any way.
It's pretty cool. I know. Save the applause for later, or maybe just go in the comments and do it, or maybe just go to my music YouTube channel and subscribe. Whatever. There's a few things that I made sure to do to make sure that my stuff didn't feel like it was just a tripod recording. I don't know if you could feel that. There's little tweaks and little things I did in the editing process that helped me capture that feeling, and that's gonna be the meat of this video. But to start, before we get to the main entree, I gotta show y'all the appetizers, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what you need to do these things. So number 1, you're gonna need a camera. Okay, now this can be your iPhone, this can be any other camera, but if you are a creative like me and you have a camera and you want to use it, grab your camera. Okay, you're gonna need a tripod. Now obviously, if you're gonna film yourself, you're not gonna be able to hold the camera yourself. We're not talking vlogs. You don't want it to feel like a vlog. That's the whole point of filming yourself and making it look cinematic, right? It's that it doesn't feel like you're vlogging, okay? You don't want that. You want a tripod for that. Now, the tripod I'm using right now is a photography tripod for videos. I know, it's crazy, it's weird. It's important to get one of these ballpoint tripods, in my opinion, because they have a little vertical photography socket that you can twist the camera. Look, let me show you. Like this, and then you can film it vertically, you know what I'm saying? So that's a really cool feature that your regular like videography big thick boy tripod probably can't do. And then this way you don't have to buy a cage to rig your camera out to be able to mount vertically, just get one of these tripods. This one cost me $80. And last but not least, you're gonna need an editing software. I literally just made a video about my 2 favorite editing softwares and why the one I use right now is better. If you want to check it out, I would recommend Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. It's important that you know that, because we're gonna talk about some editing tips in the later part of this video. That's all you're gonna need in terms of how to film yourself: a tripod, a camera, an editing software, and the capability to film vertically. Okay, now that part's important, and it leads us into our next one. How do we shoot it? What makes this different from shooting something for somebody else where you have a subject? What makes this different? The main thing that makes this different is your composition. You have to rethink, okay? This is a different composition, meaning you have a different levels of space, okay? With this shot, I know that I want to have things in the foreground and the background laterally, right? Horizontally. With vertical video, you kind of want to do that vertically. You want to include depth in that sense. So something I really like to do in my shots is allow for negative space above me to fill up the phone. Instead of having my face in the middle like I would a horizontal video like this, I want to have it a little higher so it just fills the bottom of the screen. Composition, it matters a lot. That being said, the other side of filming yourself is that if you're filming stuff outside, like you probably will, it's gonna be a little weird. It's weird to show up to a park with your tripod and your camera. And a tip that I'll give you when it comes to recording in terms of that emotionally is to just own the fact that you're a dude with a camera filming yourself, okay? Stop stressing. Nobody's even paying attention to you for real. Like, I remember I took my camera to this park here in Addison in Texas, and it's one of the busiest parks. I didn't even realize that. It was just close to where I live. So I show up and there's people walking all around me, kind of looking at me, giving me glances and stuff. And instead of me being afraid and like rushing the shoot, I was just like, no, this is what I'm doing. Just like anybody could show up to the park and roll out their yoga mat and start doing yoga. They're not thinking about what other people are thinking. They're thinking about their thing. They're thinking about what they're doing in this moment. And I encourage you to kind of let go of that fear, because yes, it's weird that you're filming yourself. It's weird. We all know it, but own the weirdness, okay? Because it's gonna lead to good things, and it's gonna lead to something meaningful if you're really choosing to do this thing. Now, I'm not really gonna get into the specifics of recording your video, because there's no difference between filming yourself when it comes to this stuff as there would be any other type of video, okay? You're gonna treat it just like any other recording. You're just a subject. I think it is important, if you're gonna be doing this, to get some sort of camera with some sort of swivel screen. So if it's your iPhone with the front camera, something so you can really see what's happening. I remember I used to do my own filming my stuff with my old like cinema camera for YouTube, and it was just very difficult because I didn't have an external monitor. It was just like, you know, I think it was like a Sony or something, and so it didn't swivel out. Having to go and check and double check to see if like it's in focus, if it's, you know, composed correctly, if I'm in the right place where I want to be. These are all things that can be annoying without a swivel screen, so just think about that before you even start doing it. And on the term of that, when it comes to recording, another thing you want to make sure to have or try your best, just because it'll save you time, is get a lens with autofocus. Obviously, there's some tricks to manual focus, and if you want me to make a video about manual focus and how to like nail and use manual focus correctly, because that's something I had to do my whole career up until recently, let me know in the comments. But yeah, get you a lens with autofocus, because come on, you're gonna be filming yourself. It's just another hurdle you want to get rid of. If you're a cinematographer, videographer like me, these are things that you already know. But if you're just watching this because you want to start creating content for yourself, for your personal brand, for your business, for whatever, you want to remember this rule. You want to have more footage than you think you need. You want to have an abundance of footage. For example, if you're doing a sequence of you doing something in front of the camera, like in this clip, for example, where I am rapping a verse, I want to have as many different variations of this specific scene as possible. So what I did is I made sure I had a close-up shot, a medium shot, and a wide shot. And this way, in the edit, you can cut it up and it feels a little less I filmed it myself. It feels a little more professional. It feels like this was a video that somebody filmed me doing. Because something you'll see when people vlog or they do their own thing where they're filming themselves and it looks and it feels like a vlog, or it looks like it's self-made, it's that it's lacking that length and that depth of thought behind it. Because again, like you'll just see someone vlogging like, hey, what's going on, guys, how are you, this is my new thing, and you know, we're just gonna do this and blah blah blah, and it just feels amateur. And again, the whole point of this video is to make filming yourself look cinematic and look more real, more like you're not filming yourself. So just make sure to overshoot, get as many angles of these specific things as you can of yourself, different angles, different lengths. Just get more than you think, because I promise you, when you get into the edit, you're gonna be grateful. So you have what you need, you shot your video, you have the footage. What are some editing tips that will make it feel like it's not just on a tripod and being boring. Okay, one of the things you're gonna wanna learn how to do really quick is how to zoom in and out, okay? Something that you lack when you're shooting stuff on a tripod and it's of yourself as opposed to having someone else holding a camera is you're lacking that natural movement that we're used to seeing. Think of like a TV news interview. You're seeing the cameraman with their thing like this, right? Movement of them doing whatever. So when you have something on a tripod like this and it's clear that it's just you talking to a camera, the way you can kind of form an illusion that it's not just you is by adding movement in post. The key to this is to make it subtle and to make it smooth. You're not trying to fake something that isn't real because that comes across as inauthentic. You're trying to just make it feel a little less weird. Now, I know this sounds crazy, it sounds weird, but trust me on this. Something I do with all of my clips that it's of myself is if it's a fast-paced video like this one. Buck a pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, this a different mode. I might have to make a paint a 6 on a pinky toe. I don't know if you noticed, but I scaled in throughout the whole clip. So I started at like the regular thing where I shot it and I zoomed in throughout the clip until the next one started. And then in that one, I zoomed in. And it creates this constant flow of zooming in that makes the pacing of the video feel a little more realistic. And you'll notice that on YouTube, I do that with some clips as well, where some are just still like this, some are punched in a little closer, and some are zooming in slowly if it's a longer clip. It's something I do on purpose because it's subconsciously giving that effect that it's not just you talking to a camera. It feels like you're a part of whatever I'm doing. You're not just looking at a cell phone. It just creates a better pace for the viewer. One more tip for editing these kind of videos is that simplicity goes a long way. When you try to do way too much, you're creating this, again, feel of inauthenticity. People like to feel like they're watching something that's real. And don't get me wrong, if you're doing some crazy CGI and it's very intentional and you're intentional about the graphics and effects that you place in your videos, it's obviously good as well. A rule of editing that I like to think about is that you're basically trying to keep the consumer's attention without taking anything away from it or distracting the eye. And something that a lot of these IG Reel and TikTok editors do is add too much effect or add too many graphics or add too much or too much of this. The best ones and the ones that you're like, wow, this looked really professional, or wow, this looked really cinematic. It's really clean, composed footage of just a beautiful shot with a beautiful background and a beautiful, simple motion to it. It's not, you know, adding a bunch of effects, and I think that's a mistake that a lot of these people do when shooting these videos and editing these vertical videos and filming yourself, is that you feel like you have to overcompensate for the lack of a videographer in the edit. And that's just not true. A lot of my favorite creators that film themselves, that are YouTubers, that are whatever, they aren't doing too much. At the end of the day, what's gonna make you stand out in this when you film yourself for these videos is your composition. What's in your frame? Is it interesting? Is it boring? Is it ugly? Is it this or that? These are the things you should care about. The editing side, again, the tips I told you, they're things that keep you engaged but don't do too much. And I think that's the key with filming yourself. Don't fall into the trap of needing to overcompensate. I think one final tip I'll give, I know this video has been all over the place, but I hope this has been of value for you guys. But one more tip I'll give when it comes to having a diverse amount of shots and a plethora, an abundance of footage, is try doing this stuff with a zoom lens. It makes it a lot easier to kind of have a variety of shots. I think every video I showed in this video that I created for myself was shot with this Sigma 24-70 f2.8. And what makes this super special and what makes it really cool is that you're able to come up with those 3 different length shots for your speaking shots or your performance shots or whatever by simply looking at this thing right here. You know, I have my 24mm shot, which is going to be my wide angle. I have my 50mm and then 70mm. And it just makes the process of filming yourself and getting that variety of shots and getting the different types of shots you need in different angles a lot easier than, say, if you're using a prime lens. But again, that's just a tip. If you have a prime lens and you're stuck with that, do it, and you can still do it well. Just remember those things. Composition is key. Composition is key. Make sure that you're just creating interesting images, okay? You're creating something, you know, people aren't gonna guess if you filmed yourself, because that's the insecurity, right? The insecurity is that, oh, people are gonna know I'm doing this by myself. You can make great content by doing it all yourself. And again, it doesn't have to be a cheesy thing. It could be real cool content that you can create for yourself. I think one of the biggest weapons when it comes to social media nowadays is being good at doing things by yourself And recording yourself is a superpower. Trust me. Anybody who's a YouTuber or anybody who's trying to grow on IG or whatever, they are good at it and they are great at it because they know it's so good. It's such an investment in learning and for yourself. I encourage you, grab your camera, grab a tripod, and just start filming yourself and just let go of that insecurity you might have of, man, I'm pulling up with a tripod, or man, I'm this or that, and just go for it. You're not as weird as you think. Everybody in the gym has a tripod with their phone. Everybody's recording themselves. People take selfies. Think about it. People do this already. You shouldn't feel weird for doing it yourself. I encourage you, check out my Instagram if you want to see some of my stuff, some of my vertical videos, whatever. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please consider liking the video and subscribing, because I post content like this every week. Been doing it for a little while now, and we're going to continue doing it until we're as big as Peter McKinnon is. You know what I'm saying? Go create, do it yourself. You don't need anybody else. You can do it all yourself. Trust me, I am a walking testimony of that, and I believe that you can too. Share this video with a homie that you know would enjoy this video. Do that for me, and drop a comment. Have you filmed yourself, and do you have any tips for filming yourself and being good at it? And if you haven't done it, and if you're gonna watch this video and then do it, come back and comment how this helped you, if it helped you. And yeah, it's been your boy Andres Tagliaferro, but you can just call me Tags. Have a great day, great week, great weekend whenever you're listening to this, and remember to always stay grateful. Peace. Bye.
Standing on my mountain,